It is easy to say that many cultures have developed some really interesting and unique customs over the years. Some examples of these customs are scrambled egg festivals and monkey buffets. This video covers a list of just 10 of the most peculiar cultural customs from throughout the world that are still practiced in modern times. When you fly to a foreign country, it is imperative that you purchase international health insurance before you leave. We also provide a selection of other expat insurance solutions, such as a cashless health insurance alternative, so that you can remain protected no matter where in the globe you choose to make your home. Let's watch them one by one, but first subscribe to our channel. Number 10. Spain, La Tomatina. To start things off, there comes La Tomatina, which is the world's largest tomato fight. Although the exact origin of it is unknown, there are a number of hypotheses that attempt to explain how it came to be. During a procession of gigantes and cabezudos in 1945, individuals who weren't involved in the event started a brawl in the main square using tomatoes from a local vegetable stand as weapons. This legend is one of the most popular. In any case, this event takes place every year on the final Wednesday of August in Bull, Spain, as a part of a week's worth of celebrations in Bull, and it quite literally consists of people tossing tomatoes at one another for fun. Number 9. In India, people were tortured by having coconuts smashed on their heads. The breaking of coconuts over the heads of participants in a religious ceremony is a practice that has a long history in the southern regions of India. Their intense superstition has caused this to become an obsession, and as a result, despite being warned not to, they have continued to engage in this practice that has been in place since the time of the colonial settlers. The devotees of the Hindu religion will congregate inside the temple, and the priests will go around to each of them one at a time and shatter a coconut on top of their heads as a sign to the gods that they are praying for good health and success in their lives. The participants will then, in most cases, walk away as if the occurrence had no effect on them. Number 8. Bosnia hosts an annual festival celebrating scrambled eggs. In the United Kingdom, we could celebrate the beginning of spring by collecting some daffodils or doing some spring cleaning. On the other hand, in Zenica, Bosnia, they mark the beginning of the season with an odd tribute to scrambled eggs, which is known as imburijada in Bosnian. They get their day off to a good start by preparing a hearty breakfast of eggs in a city park that is located close to a river. The eggs are fried in a huge pan. They continue to have a good time for the remainder of the day by barbecuing, drinking, and swimming in the river. Number 7. Cinnamon being thrown upon people in their 25th year in Denmark. If you turn 25 and are still single in Denmark, not only do you have to spend Valentine's Day by alone, but you also have to put up with your friends and relatives showering you in a cloud of cinnamon. This is the case regardless of whether or not you are married. When a person reaches the age of 25 in Denmark and has not yet entered into a committed relationship, it is usual for them to participate in this age-old practice. The first thing that happens to them is that they are doused with water, and then cinnamon is sprinkled all over their bodies from head to toe. It is not a form of punishment, but rather an excuse to be foolish with friends and family, and is a tradition that stretches back hundreds of years. In addition, it is a tradition that dates back hundreds of years. Number 6. The celebration of the Monkey Feast, held in Thailand. At the Phra Prang Samyat Temple in Lopburi, Thailand, there is a really beautiful event that takes place on the last Sunday of November. However, it is also a little bit unusual. A sumptuous meal is set up and a large party is hosted, but not for human beings. The festival is thrown in recognition of the thousands of macaques that live in Lopburi. Since it is believed that these primates bring good fortune to the area and the people who live there, the macaques are the honored guests at this celebration. At the opening ceremony of the festival, there will be performances by dancers dressed as monkeys. Additionally, there will be towers of fruits and vegetables that the monkeys will climb, jump on, and consume throughout the festival. Number 5. The German celebration of Polterabend. The Polterabend, which literally translates to wedding shower, is a special custom that is observed in Germany. This event is often held the day before a bride and groom are scheduled to get married. It is a large party in which friends and family assemble in the front of the house to break objects on the ground in order to bring good luck. These things include dishes, flower pots, tiles, and anything else that makes a lot of noise. The only things that are not allowed to be smashed are glass and mirrors. After the bride and groom have finished smashing the dishes, they will next work together to clean up the mess as a practice for their new life together. Number 4. Faces were stuffed into cakes in Mexico. La Mordiga is a Mexican birthday tradition, and it's possible that it's one of the best traditions on this list. The person whose birthday it is will have their hands tied behind their back, and when they go to take the first bite of cake, they will have their face shoved right into it while the rest of the party guests shout mordida, which is the Spanish word for take a bite. The birthday girl or boy will have their wrists tied behind their back, and when they go to take the first bite of cake, their face will be pushed right into it. It is particularly essential to emphasize the fact that Mexican cakes have a very creamy texture. Number 3. a fight to the finish over oranges in Italy. In the 3 days leading up to Mardi Gras in Ivrea, Italy, there's always an event that can only be described as being somewhat peculiar. The locals organize themselves into 9 separate squads, outfit themselves in combat gear, and then, over the course of the following few days, they throw oranges at each other in an effort to eliminate the competition. It is unknown when this game originated, but has grown to become the largest food battle in Italy. However, it has not yet reached the same level of popularity as La Tomatina. Number 2. Traditions of the Dani tribe include severing the fingers. After the death of a loved one, everyone experiences grief in their own unique way. However, the women of the Dani tribe in Indonesia have a very specific and intense way of coping with grief. When a woman suffers the loss of a loved one, the top joint of one of her fingers will be severed. After the victim's finger has become numb from the string being wrapped so tightly around it, another member of the family, typically an older sibling or parent, will cut off the tip of the finger. The wound is then burned to prevent infection and stop the bleeding that is occurring. The ritual is performed both to ward off the spirit of the departed and to symbolize the anguish that comes with the loss of a loved one. Number 1. Tossing infants around in India. For the rest of this, you might want to take a seat. A tradition exists in India in which people will toss newborn infants over the walls of temples as part of the ceremony. It is a tradition in India to return to the Sri Santeswar temple with your newborn child and throw them from the top of the temple onto a cloth that is held by both Muslims and Hindus below. The temple is located in India and is around 50 feet tall. These are some of the most peculiar customs, but even if they could appear ridiculous to some people, they are a way of life for others, and indigenous people think that the activities they take have very strong reasons behind them. If you enjoyed watching this video and want to hear from us again, then do like, comment, and subscribe to our channel before leaving. See you in the next video.